Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Master Ace A&E.
Yeah, what up, world? It's your man Edo G, and y'all are checking out splashmag.com. Keep it locked.
This that walk in one take banger. We got way harder shit. This is like a 2. Come on.
I would say it was Edo's idea, really. Initially, he had the idea of wanting to do a mixtape because we had been on so many of the same songs. He thought it'd be a cool idea if we took a bunch of those records and put them on a mixtape and maybe added a few songs, a few freestyles, and just something to sell, you know. And so that's how the original idea was born. And then Edo actually found somebody that had funding that wanted to put money into a real album, and they came forward and gave us the first part of money to start working on this project. And we did about 10 songs, and then they ran out of money. And then we kind of decided that we liked the way it was sounding and we wanted to keep going with it. And so we went out and started getting a bunch of other producers involved and kind of took over the project at that point.
We do it for the fans. Trains and airplanes, traveling long range. Know that we won't change. We do it for the fans.
Nah, I don't think so. I think the timing was right for what we were doing. It's kind of showing, being out here and being in different spots, and the majority of the shows are sold out. People are really happy with the show. They're excited about the album. So, nah, we love all the rest of those other guys. We're actually trying to put some stuff together to do a Dynamics Duos tours with those guys. If we can make it all happen, we talked to O and A, and they said they're down. We gotta get Buck and Chris, and then it'll be crazy. So, looking forward to that, and it's a good time for everybody, man. I think it's not oversaturated because the oversaturation is the mainstream shit. I mean, there's not a lot of great music coming out, and with these duo albums, it's a lot of good stuff on there.
The A&E emblem is embedded. Establish a new economy, never indebted. Edo's the MC, Rich is the...
No, I just think that artists that have been out for a while, that have been putting out records for a while, start to realize that they need to diversify and come up with other brands, other projects to keep things moving forward. You know what I mean? At a certain point, putting out solo album after solo album, people are going to get bored with that. So this is a way for artists to create a new revenue stream with a new project that's completely different from their own personal project, and now you have the combination of both of those solo artists fan bases coming to the show. So all the Edo fans are coming, all the Ace fans are coming, and now we have a sold out club of people that want to see us individually. And I think that's what everybody's just kind of realizing, that if we put our forces together, we can do something that's also cool and keeps us on the road, touring, making money with merch and everything else. And that's what I think it is.
Fame, real hip-hop, not about your little chain, Lil Kiki, Lil Kim, or Lil Freaky, Lil Fizz.
Yeah, I mean, we entertained a lot of different possibilities for the album, and ultimately we came up with doing it with Traffic and Ace and Rich's label M3. So Traffic distributed it, and we happy where we at. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it wasn't in timing wise as far as the project go. We just wanted to really make sure it wasn't even a money thing. We wanted to make sure we had the right product to put out. So we could have did 10 songs in a week. I mean, that shit is easy, but we really wanted to take our time with this product and make sure it was the best thing that we could put out.
Y'all remind me of sheep. When I played in my Jeep, y'all put me to sleep just like perfumes. Play this on your jukebox and your...
I mean, nah, I mean, I know it's affected a lot of people. Obviously, it has an effect on us because promoters who, would normally do a show for XYZ, whatever the number is, the number might be a little lower now just because everybody's, so it affects everybody, but it hasn't made me lose my house or fucking go bankrupt or some shit. So
yeah, I think some of the promoters out there that might have, during that time anyway, that might have wanted to book somebody like a A&E would be a little bit afraid because they couldn't afford to lose money. So it might force them to book a bigger name or a commercial artist to come in because they know people are going to come out to that. If they book Mass Ace LOG, especially in the States, they're not always going to be sure what the turnout is going to be. So it made them a little more nervous about, but I think we're past that time now, and our record just came out, so we should be ready to go with whoever.
1, 2, you don't know what good music. Hey, 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 from your ear it you don't know.
Yeah, the feedback has been all positive. People like the album a lot, and when we're doing these shows right now on this tour, everybody doesn't have the album yet or the CD yet, so we're performing all of these new records, and people are getting to hear these new records, and we're mixing in all of our classics and all the records that people know us for. And at the end of the night, people are going to the table when they're buying the CDs, and that's the main thing. So when we come back to Europe the next time, they're going to know these songs, and then we can really blast it off.
It's Ace, Ed, and Chris, and this is some combination. We got it on lock like Barack got the nomination.
Yeah, Europe is Europe. You guys come out, they support the music, they support what we do. It's a big part of our careers. We live on a planet. It's much bigger than just your block and wherever you're from. So, try to reach as many people as possible. But I think the comparison, I think it's pretty much the same. You got I think you got a lot of hardcore hip hop fans over here that might even go to a commercial show and go to an underground show. In the States, it's kind of separated a little bit. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And the energy over in Europe is a lot more. At the shows, people really get crazy and scream and yell a little bit more. People more laid back in the States.
Some of y'all are here because you know somebody. Some of y'all are here because you think you somebody. Most of y'all.
It depends on the artist. For us, I feel like we would sell more CDs in Europe than in the States. If our distribution was concentrated in Europe, we would sell more here than the States. For some of the more commercial artists from the States, it's going to skew more towards the States for them.
So many places, where should I go? 1 for the money, 2 for the show. Airport, passport, traveling.
We do have a producer from Germany. He's from Kiel, Germany. His name is DJ Soul Clap, and he produced a song that was one of the 3 songs that didn't make the initial CD, but that we're releasing around Christmas. We're doing a release around Christmas of like 6 songs that were left over, and his song is one of the songs, a joint called Authentic. So it's real dope.
This is just digital or?
Yeah, it's gonna be digital on iTunes. Yeah.
Face it, God, the bass is broad. Edo is grimy, Ace is hard.
Pause.
You can catch 2 L's like your name was James.
It was we did a parody of one of their TV shows and like promotion for our album where we played 2 detectives, and it was it was really authentic. If you would have seen it, you probably would have thought it was their show, But once that hit and went everywhere, then they sent us a cease and desist on using the name, and it was really mainly because we did that parody of the TV show. They didn't, I don't think they really knew who we was from a hole in the wall. But yeah, it wasn't nothing serious. We had to change the record cover because we had A&E on there, so we had pressed up about 10,000 of those. So those are rare. We do have those rare copies. There's only 10,000 ever going to be made with that logo on it. So we do have them. Hit us up on our website. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it wasn't nothing big. Nothing big. Yeah, it's all good.
Little fame, real hip hop, not about your little chain. Lil Kiki, Lil Kim, a Lil Freaky, Lil Fizz.
Basically, I came up with the idea. I had it for a while, but it had to really all come together with the right beat and the right, everything. So I had told Ace about it, and he didn't know really what direction I was talking about going with it. So he's like, just, 2-track it and send it to me. So I went in the studio, knocked it out, sent him my verse that you hear on the record. And he was like, okay. The light bulb went off in his head. And, then he did his verse and he came up with the hook. And it just really all tied together. It came, so good that we figured we should, push it as the first single and do a crazy video to it. And, you know, the video, you know, got us on BET. We was on 106 in Park, played the video. I mean, a lot of crazy stuff came from just that particular record, so.
Y'all remind me of sheep when I played in my Jeep. Y'all put me to sleep just like perfumes. Play this on your jukebox in your barroom.
Nah, my daughter's only 5, so she's not familiar with too much rap. She like Hannah Montana and stuff like that, you know, little singy songs. She knows some of the music that played on the radio, obviously the typical radio joints, but she's more into Hannah Montana and Disney kind of songs.
My kids are crazy. I don't know, they're like kind of retro. You know, my oldest son listens to all 90s R&B, and my 8-year-old, he listens to like he just found out about what's the group with the kids, Immature. So he goes back and crisscross. Now he's crisscrossing Immature. He's like, I need braids, wear my pants backwards. So he's cooked up, man. But and my daughter, she just listens to the typical teenage girl stuff, whatever's on the radio. So they don't listen to my stuff though. Nah, you know, listen to what you know, music is a personal choice. So you can't, you know, you can be influenced by what your parents play and, you know, get that. But, you know, at the end of the day, you're going to like what you really like. But I let them know across the board, you know, what's real and what's not.
We do it for the fans. Trains and airplanes, traveling long range. Know that we won't change. We do it for the fans.
Yeah, I mean, they still, you know, my kids still got to go to school, period. But, you know, I definitely support them in whatever they wanted to do.
Yeah, I haven't given that a lot of thought, but if my daughter wanted to rap, what would I say? She would definitely have to finish school and stay with that, and eventually she's gonna have to spit a verse for me. And if it's whack, I'm be like, nah, you ain't rhyming. If it's hot, then we gotta see.
Girl, you need to learn how to hit the flow and burn, cause you're trying to do the worm, and you know that dance is old. Maybe
Well, we pretty much were finished with the album, and you know, we felt like we had a good album, but we wanted to do like just one song that was just outside of the box a little bit, a little weird, a little funny, a little humorous. And we were searching for the beat. We were listening to a few different beats from different producers, and around that same time, I had met the group Chester French while I was in Milwaukee. The lead singer Da, I met him at a thing in Milwaukee, and we exchanged numbers. And then around that same time, Edo and I were trying to figure out this song. I said, well, I just met this kid, you know, from this group. He signed to Pharrell's label, kind of, you know, he's been on a couple TV shows and all of that. So, you know, I said, maybe I should call him, see if he wants to do the hook. We didn't even have a beat at the time. So he was like, yeah, you know, call him up. So I called him, and I asked him if he wanted to be, you know, on this record. Still didn't have a hook or song, no beat, nothing. And he was down. He knew Edo G because he went to Harvard, so he knew Edo from being in the Boston area. He used to listen to my Disposable Arts album when he was in college. So he just loved the idea of just, you know, working with us. And then when he was in New York one day, we all met at the studio, me, him, his guitar player, and this producer named Pavarotti, and sat down and just listened to a whole bunch of beats. Picked one that I felt like was strong, and let the kid lay the hook down to it, because we came up with everything right there on the spot. And I emailed it to Edo with just the hook and the beat, and he was like, yo, that's it. And then we wrote our verses.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just one of them things. We was in Austria, and we was like, you know, really, let's do some left field shit. Let's do something that people wouldn't expect, and just see what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing. That's why it's, you know, it's not a super serious record, but a lot of people seem to like the record too. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those kind of crazy things. It's a double-edged sword record. You know, people know what we are. They know we hip hop. They know what we do. You know, but our mind frame was like, let's do some Outkast stuff. Let's do something, you know, just totally in another direction, and that's what we came up with.
I felt it was like a pot shot at the electro rap movement right now.
Nah, see, it's not I mean, that's the thing with like everything we do, it doesn't have a meaning behind it. Sometimes we just do shit just to do it. just like everybody else. Like, yo, we just wanted to do some crazy ass dance record, you know, and that's what came out.
Yeah, the A&E emblem is embedded. Establish a new economy, never indebted. Edo's the MC, Rich is the engineer.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, we're cordial with sports, but you know, we do have the Boston, New York thing, of course.
Yeah, it's always some trash talking going on whenever the sports stuff comes up. But you know, with me with the Yankee hat on the record cover and him with the Boston hat on the record cover, it's almost like the Crips and Bloods coming together for a truce.
Exactly, that's what it is.
Y'all remind me of sheep when I played in my Jeep. Y'all put me to sleep just like perfumes. Play this on your jukebox in your bar room.
Yeah. I've been coaching football for 8 years. Just finished my 8th season.
How come?
I've always loved the sport. I played in high school, and I wanted to play in college. It didn't work out for me, but I've always just been a real student of the game and wanting to know the game. And I got to the point where I had an opportunity to be around, you know, high school players, and I was just helping out one day, and helping out turned into coaching, and I've enjoyed it. It's been like one of the best things. Seeing kids go from, you know, 13 years old to now, these kids are like that I first started coaching, they're like 22 and 23 now. And, you know, they come back and they're grown men with jobs. Some of them have kids now, and it's just like good. It's great to see kids going from stage 1 to being adults. It's cool.
1, 2.
You don't know what good music. Hey, hey, hey. From your ear to
Yeah, I got me and a couple other guys back in Boston got this foundation called the 4-Piece Foundation. It's like, you know, anti-violence movement to youth, and we do a lot of programs and movies, and I mean, like the list just goes on and on with kids. We work with a lot of kids, teaching them through hip-hop, you know, how to make positive choices, so yeah.
It's Ace, Ed, and Chris, and this is some combination. We got it on lock like Barack got the nomination. This the way of life.
Nah, the last time I went bombing was in 2001 in Cologne, Germany. My boy DJ Schneider dragged me out at 4 o'clock in the morning after I just finished performing. And we went out in freezing cold in Cologne, Germany, and we bombed a overpass on a highway. And you know, it was a wild night. I wound up spray painting my pants. Like, I had the can in my jacket, and I was leaning over because the cops was coming, and I was hiding. And the spray paint was just spraying through. It went through my jacket, 2 hoodies, all the way to my skin. And but that's the last time I actually went out and bombed. This, you know, once you have kids and stuff, things kind of change, and you know, getting locked up for something stupid like that, it just makes no sense now. So I don't entertain. I mean, I'll grab a marker and hit up a wall, like one of these type of walls, but I'm not really trying to, you know, go out and bomb.
When you're in Germany, it must somehow affect you to ride again because it's bombed.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Yeah. When I first came here, I couldn't believe it, but now I'm used to it. It's part of Europe, for real.
Some of y'all are here cause you know somebody. Some of y'all are here cause you think you somebody. Most of y'all.
Well, on my side, you know, we're gonna start working on the EMC album, the second EMC album, and you know, I think Edo has special teams.
Yeah, be working, you know, putting out a solo record, and you know, doing some work with special teams, and you know, a bunch of other things, man. So yeah, and hit us up on our website. It's aetheduo.com. Check us out up there. We got a lot of stuff. Pick up the new album, of course.
A&E will put it down in your town, cause we travel around and around. Let's go. So many places, where should I go? 1 for the money, 2 for the show. Airport, passport, traveling, yo.